Good morning, class. This morning we're going to discuss about experimental probability. This would be our learning competencies, and we know that we are still in quarter 4, week 8 of our most essential learning competencies. One of our objectives for today's lesson is describe experimental probability, and we have also the code M5SP IV-I-14. And the second one, objectives, is perform an experimental probability and records result by listing. We have also the code M5SP-IV-I15. Before we go to our further discussion, we have here hashtag makes or make predictions. So write yes if the statement is sure to happen, maybe if it is likely to happen, or no if it is impossible to happen. So there are three choices to be gather, no? Or pwede nating pagpipilian. So we have yes, maybe, or no. For question number 1, the baby cooks for the family. What would be the answer? Is it yes? Is it maybe? Or is it no? Of course, the correct answer is no. So, still, hindi pa pwedeng mag-cook ang baby kasi masyado pa siyang maliit. For question number 2, the lost cellular phone was found. And the correct answer is maybe, no? So, maybe makita natin or makita ng tao at ibabalik. Right. So, for question number 3, the teacher teaches the pupils. And of course, it is likely to happen. So, the correct answer is yes, no? So, alam natin na si teacher nagtuturo sa mga bata. And for question number 4, the man collapses during the rally. So, the correct answer is maybe. So, sa sobrang dami ng tao or sa sobrang siksikan or sa sobrang pagod, it could happen na magko-collapse yung mga or magko-collapse yung tao doon. And then the last one, the cat drives the car. So, the correct answer is no. So, hindi po pwedeng mag-drive ng car yung cat. Okay. Okay, so what is probability? Probability is the measure of how likely an event will occur. And what are the chances? It is likelihood or chance of something happen. So we have probability and then we have impossible. So when we say impossible, it will absolutely not happen. So hindi po mangyayari yon kasi impossible po siya. The other one is possible. So possible, it could happen. So posibleng mangyayari ito. And yung pangatlo natin, which is the third one, certain, no? It will absolutely happen. At mangyayari po talaga. Okay? Hashtag, what is the probability that? Right? Impossible, possible, or certain. So for question number 1, the sun will rise. So what is the correct answer? Of course, the answer is certain. So lagi naman yan, everyday yan, nagra-rise po yung sun. Hindi mo mapipigilan yan. For question number 2, you will eat today. And the answer is certain, no? Hindi naman pwedeng hindi tayo kain sa buong araw, no? Kailangan nating kumain para di tayo maggutom. For the third questions, your heart will beat. And the correct answer is certain. So, laging nagbibit yan. Kasi pag hindi nagbibit yan, meaning to say, you are dead. For question number 4, the dog will cook. And the answer is impossible. So, hindi po marunong mag-cook yung dog. For question number 5, it will rain today. So, the answer is possible. So, hindi natin masasabi, we cannot predict na pwedeng uulan, pwede ring hindi, pero pwede ring posible. Okay. Tossing a coin is an example of probability experiment. So, yan po yung pinaka best example ng probability, no? So, we have tao, and then we have tail, no? Man and tail. Okay, so what is experimental probability? So when we say experimental probability, it is based on actual experiment and adequate recording of the happening of events. And to determine the occurrence of any events, a series of actual experiments are conducted. So, pag sinasabi nating experimental probability, yan po yung actual experiment, no? Or actual happening of events, no? So, for example, tossing a coin. So, we have the head and we have a tail. So, dalawa lang po ang pagpipilian natin dyan, no? It could be head or it could be tail. So, pag hinagis mo yan, it is possible na head ang lalabas or it is also possible na tail ang lalabas. So, equal chances po sila. Kasi dalawa lang ang pagpipilian. Experiments which do not have a fixed results are known as random experiment. So, kapag for example, nag-experiment tayo, no? So, kung walang tama or fixed na result, ibig sabihin uulitin mo 'yon, no? So, ibig sabihin paulit-ulit ka hanggang makuha mo yung pinaka sakto na result, no? The outcome of such experiment is uncertain. Then, random experiments are repeated multiple times to determine their likelihood. So, meron naman ding nag-experiment tayo na random siya or sasabihin natin paulit-ulit natin ginawa para makuha natin yung tamang result. Okay. An experiment is repeated a fixed number of times and each repetition is known as trial. So kung inuulit-ulit natin yung pag-experiment natin, class, so ibig sabihin trial pa yon. Okay? Okay, so the formula for the experimental probability is defined by probability of an event P of E is equal to the number of times an event occurs over the total number of trials. So, for example, magtotoss tayo ng coin. So, kung ilang beses ka magtotoss, yun yung total number of trials. Then, the number of times an event occurs, yun yung result, no? Result na, halimbawa, gusto mo ng tail or gusto mo ng head. So, kung gusto mo ng head, kung ilan yung nagiging result dun sa head, yun yung number of times of an events. Then, bibilangin mo yung lahat ng or total na ginawa mo yung tossed coin, yun yung total number of trials. Okay, hashtag POTD, problem of the day. Example number 1. David, Ira, and Julie tossed a pair coins 15 times each in a row, and the outcome of this experiment is given below. So, meron tayong tatlong bata, no? Si David, si Ira, and si Julie. Then, every or bawat isa sa kanila ay 15 times silang magtotos ng coins. Okay. So, we have here coin tossed by David, Ira, and Julie. So, we have also the number of times that the head occurred and the number of times that the tail occurred. So, kay David class, um, number of times the head occurred is 6, no? So, since gusto niyo na yung head ay 6 na beses uh, na lumabas, no? Well, while yung tail, 9. 9 times, no? So, ibig sabihin, 15 times siyang 15 times siyang nag-toss ng coin, pero ang lumabas na head ay 6 lang. And then, yung lumabas naman na tail is 9 lang. Okay. Si Ira naman, 7 times yung head na lumabas, then 8 times naman yung tail na lumabas. Then si Julie, 8 times yung head, then 7 times yung tail. So, bawat isa sa kanila, pair sila na 15 times silang hagis ng coins. Okay. So, David, Ira, and Julie tossed a pair of coins 15 times each in a row. So, the solution would be experimental probability of getting heads, no? So, number of times head occurred. So, yun yung number ng times na hinagis yung coins na nagre-result ng head. Then, over the number of times coins is tossed. So, yun yung kung ilang beses silang naghagis ng coins. So, that is 15 times. So, P of heads, we have experimental probability of getting the tails. We have number of times tail occurred and number of times coins is tossed. So, P of tails. Okay, so we have P of heads, and then we have also P of tails, or probability of heads, or probability of heads, and then probability of tails. So, in experimental probability, or we call it AP, is probability based on the data collected from repeated trials. So, dun po natin kinukuha yan, no, sa data na na-collect natin based doon sa paulit-ulit nating ginawa. So, experimental probability, or AP, is equal to P over N, where P represents the sets, or represent the number of times and events occurred while performing this experiment in time, or the favorable outcomes, while N represent the number of times an experiment is done, or the total possible outcomes. So, yan po. So, David, Ira, and Julie tossed a pair of coins 15 times in a row, and the outcome of this experiment is given below. So, we have the solution. So, coin tossed by David, Ira, and Julie. So, number of heads, 6. Number of tails, 9. For Ira, number of heads, 7. Number of tails, 8. Julie, number of heads, 8. Then, number of tails, 7. So, for experimental probability for the occurrence of head, and experimental probability for the occurrence of tail. So we have here. So since ang pag-toss ni David, ang result sa nakuha niyang head is 6 times. So 6 over 15. So yung 15 kinuha natin doon kasi yun po yung number of times na tinos na yung coins. So, 15 times sila bawat isa eh. So, 6 over 15 is equal to 3. So, kukunin lang natin yung common factor sa dalawa ng 6 and 15. The common factor of 6 and 15 is 3. So, 6 divided by 2 is equal to, 6 divided by 3 is 2. Then, 15 divided by 3 is 5. So, therefore, 2 over 5 or 2 pips. Then, experimental probability for the occurrence of tails, we have the result 2 pip, no? So, doon naman sa probability natin of occurrence of tail, so we have 9 over 15 because the number of tails na nakuha niya sa kanyang pag-toss is 9 times while the total number of toss or total of David's toss is 15. So, therefore, 9 over 15. So, the common factor of 9 and 15 is 3. 9 divided by 3 is equal to 3. 15 divided by 3 is equal to 5. So, therefore, the experimental probability for the occurrence of tail is 3 over 5 or 3 pips. Okay. So, while IRA, 7 over 15, experimental probability for the occurrence of tail is 8 over 15. Then, Julie, 8 over 15. Then, the experimental probability for the occurrence of tail is 7 over 15. So, yan po. Next, example number 2, we have hashtag POTD. In a deck of 52 well-shuffled playing cards, what is the probability of getting a king? So, meron tayong 52 well-shuffled playing cards, no? So, titingnan natin kung ano yung probability of getting a king. So, remember, 4 na king po sa buong sets po ng baraha. Ayan po. So, we have king. So, solution. The total possible outcome is 52. Then, the favorable outcome is getting a king. Remember that in a deck card of 52 cards, there are 4 suits that has a king. So, therefore, there are 4 kings. Okay, so E P is equal to P over N. So, yung probability natin is 4 kasi apat na king lang naman po sa buong sets ng ating baraha, no? Then, yung number natin, number of all the cards is 52. So, 4 over 52. So, therefore, 4 over 4. So, that would be the common factor of these two number. Then, 4 divided by 4 is 1. 52 divided by 4 is equal to 13. So, therefore, 1 over 13 or 1/13. So, yun. Or, pwede natin simplify yan, or 0.077. Okay, for your own understanding about the topic, I want you to study the spinner wheel, then answer the following questions. I will give you 30 seconds to work with this. For question number 1, I have here, what is the probability of getting 3? Okay, I will give you 30 seconds to work with this and your time start now. Alright, time's up. So, the correct answer is P of 3 or probability of 3 is equal to P over N. So, P or probability is equal to 1, then N is equal to 8. So, since isa lang naman po ang 3 dyan, so 1 po ang probability natin, then how many times na iikot siya or how many times ang pipilian natin is 8. So, therefore, P of 3 or probability of 3 is equal to 1/8. Alright. So, I hope na tama ang inyong sagot. For question number 2, what is the probability of getting even number? So, bibilangin po natin dyan kung alin yung even number dyan or ilan ang even number dyan. And your time start now. 30 seconds only. 30 seconds to work. Okay, time's up. The answer is, so we have here, in our spinner wheel, there are 4 even number. Now, we have 2, 4, 6, and 8. So, therefore, P over N is equal to 4 over 8. Kasi alam naman natin na 4 yung even number, then yung total number is 8. So, 4 over 8, then kunin natin yung common factor. The common factor of 4 and 8 is 4. So, 4 divided by 4 is 1. Then, 8 divided by 4 is 2. So, therefore, the probability of getting even number is 1/2. Okay. So, 1/2 po. For question number 3, what is the probability of getting odd number? So, odd naman ang kukunin natin ngayon. And, your time start now. Okay, time's up. So, the correct answer is, so there are 4 odd number here. Then, P over N is equal to P or probability is 4. O yun po yung odd number natin, 4. Then, um, number of times an experiment is done is 8. Then, kunin natin yung common factor ng 4 and 8. The common factor is 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. Then 8 divided by 4 is 2. So therefore, the answer is 1/2. Okay. So for question number 4, what is the probability of getting factors of 6? Your time start now. Okay, time's up. The correct answer is, so since meron tayo ditong factor of 6 na 1, 2, 3, and 6. Yan po yung factor ng 6. So, 4. So, therefore, P over N is equal to 4 over 8. So, 4 times po yung factor natin sa 6, which is 1, 2, 3, and 6. Then, ilang times yung iikot? Ang pagpipilian natin is 8. So, 4 over 8. So, 4 over 8, the common factor of that is 4. No? 4 divided by 4 is 1. And 8 divided by 4 is 2. So, therefore, the correct answer for number 4 is 1 half. For question number 5, what is the probability of getting number whose product is 10? So, product of 10 naman po tayo. Your time start now. Okay, time's up. So, what is the probability of getting number whose product is 10? So, we have here 2 and 5. No? Ang product ng 10 is 2 and 5. So, therefore, P over N is equal to 2 over 8. Then, the common factor of 2 and 8 is 2. So, 2 divided by 2 is 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So, therefore, the correct answer is 1/4 or 1 over 4. Okay, for question number 6, what is the probability of getting vowels in the word or in the word mathematics? Okay, your time start now. What is the probability of getting vowels in the word mathematics? Okay, time's up. The correct answer is we have 4 vowels in the word mathematics. We have A, E, A, and I. Or A, I, I, U, U yung vowel letters natin eh. So, P over N is equal to 4 over 11. So, apat po na vowel letters sa mathematics. Then, overall letters in the word mathematics 11. So, 4 over 11. So, the answer is 4 over 11. So, hindi na po natin ito ma-reduce sa lowest term kasi 4 and 11 has no common factor. So, the correct answer is 4 over 11. For question number 7, what is the probability of rolling an even number of a die? So, dice po yan, no? Your time start now. Okay, time's up. The correct answer is P over N is equal 3 over 6, no? Yung probability natin is 3, then yung number of times an experiment is done, 6, no? So we have 2, 4, and 6, no? So what is the probability of rolling an even number on a die? So even number po yung 2, 4, and 6. So lahat po yan even number, no? So ilan yung uh, pagpipilian natin dyan? 6, no? So, 3 lang ang even number natin dyan. So, 3/6, no? 3/6. Then, we'll get the common factor. The common factor of 3 and 6 is 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So, therefore, the probability of rolling an even number on a die is 1/2. Okay, for question number 8, Leo is playing a card with his friend. When he draw a cards from a pack of 20 cards number from 1 to 20. What is the probability of picking a number card which is a factor of 30? Again, Leo is playing a card with his friend. When he draw a cards from a pack of 20 cards numbered from 1 to 20. What is the probability of picking a number of cards which is the factor of 30? Okay, so time start now. Okay, time's up. The answer is P over N. Okay, so we have 1, 5, 15, 6, 10. Okay, 6 and 10. So P over N is equal to 7/20. So, ito pala 1, 2, 3, 5, 15, 6, 10, and ayun lang. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, therefore, P is equal to 7, then N is equal to 20. So, 7 po ang probability natin. Then, number of time an experiment is done or total possible outcome is 20. 7 din over 20 yung number of experiment natin. So, 7/20, then the correct answer is 7/20 also because 7 and 20 has no common factor. Hindi na siya ma-simplify. So, therefore, P over N is equal to 7/20 or 7/20. For question number 9, if a number of chosen a random from the numbers 1 to 20 exclusive, what is the probability that a single digit will be picked? Again, if a number is chosen a random from the numbers 1 to 20 exclusive, what is the probability that a single digit will be picked? Your time start now. Okay, time's up. Okay, let us show the answer. So P over N. So we have the number chosen here from numbers 1 to 20 exclusively. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So, ilan po yan? So, siyam. No? P or probability is equal to 9. Then, number of time an experiment is done is 20. So, 9/20. So, since there is no common factor for 9 and 20, so the correct answer is 9/20. 20. Okay, so I want you to keep in mind that the word probability is used to mean a chance that a particular event or a set of events will occur. The word probability is used to mean a chance that a particular event or a set of events will occur. And experimental probability, when we say that, it is also known as empirical probability, is based on actual experiment and adequate recording of the happening of events. So another hashtag Kim, keep in mind that a 50-50 chance means exactly chance, which is also equivalent to 0.5 or 1 half. Kasi 50-50 eh. So 1 half or 0.5. That would be the result. Then to find the probability of an event, use the formula number of favorable outcomes over the number of possible outcomes. By doing probability experiment, we can determine the number of times of events occur. We use the table and record the outcomes of probability experiment. So, P of heads, no? So, don't forget to use the formula. P of heads is equal to the number of total of favorable outcomes over the number of possible outcomes. Okay, so for question and answer, may tanong po ba class? Okay, so wala na. So siguro, naintindihan naman siguro. Okay, for your home learning task, I want you to answer letter A, solve the following problems here. Then you have the choices here. Then letter B, answer the following also 6 to 10. This will be done on your module, na? So home learning task. Okay, before we end class, let me first read the quotation, no? The first step is to establish that something is possible, then probability will occur. So, thank you so much, and we will see each other next time. Bye-bye.